Welcome back, everybody, to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Today we will begin the trial in Case 2. Hey, Nick? What is it? Is something wrong? Nah, but did you see all the people here? It's crazy. Oh, look at this. I bought this Demasque publicity photo. You bought that? Where?
From the little tents in front of the courthouse. They have all sorts of things for sale.
You know I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff. Come on, I'm guilty! Throw the book at me!
Who's screaming like that?
Oh, Mr. Wright, you made it. Yeah, I did, but it doesn't look like things are going to get any less ugly for you. Because I did it! I'm the criminal! Me! He's at it again. I sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor, I admit it. But you don't have the sacred urn, right? Well, that's true, but that doesn't mean that I didn't commit the crime. Normally when I say, of course you didn't, I'm being sarcastic, but you? Yikes! Anyway, I admit that I'm guilty. So make sure they give me a guilty verdict, please? Oh, there you are, Ronnie. Bonjour, sweetie. Oh, Desi, honey. Bonjour. Well, actually, I don't really know why I should be speaking French to you at a time like this. Leave it all to me, Ronnie. I swear I'll protect you. You see, actually, the thief is... Can I tell you something, Nicky boy? I can guarantee that my Ronnie is innocent. If he's declared guilty, I'll be ever so cross with you. So why are you smiling when you say it? Well, if you'll excuse me, I've got some errands I need to take care of. I'm counting on you, Nicky boy. Good luck. To be honest, I really don't know whether Ron is Demasque or not. But there's only one thing I am sure of. He doesn't have the sacred urn right now. Mr. Delight, it's time for you to enter the courtroom. For the time being, I guess I'll have to trust Desiree. Alright, here we go. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. The defense is ready, Your Honor. What about the prosecution? Are you prepared to... What a stupid question. What did you just say? Fine, let me ask you then, Your Honor. Are you ready? Are you ready to pass judgment? No, I'm not! I will pass judgment after I hear arguments from both sides. Well, if you're not ready yourself, you shouldn't expect others to be. That's a rule to live by. Who are you? I am Godot, legendary prosecutor. I've never lost a case. Ah! He's the one that Detective Acme was talking about! Yes, your reputation precedes you. What kind of cases have you dealt with so far? Huh. None. What did you say? I've never prosecuted a case before. Never? But you said you've never lost before. Exactly. I've never lost. I've never won before either. Quite arrogant for a beginner, aren't you? Even the mightiest of redwoods begin their lives as mere saplings. Yes, but a mask in a court of law? Huh, don't you know anything? No matter the man, we all wear masks, either on our faces or over our hearts. This guy is the real deal, alright, Nick. Why does it seem like all prosecutors are the real deal? So we finally meet Mr. Phoenix Wright. Nick, is he a friend of yours? No, I don't have any friends that call me Trite. Just who is this masked man? I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. Well then, Prosecutor Gobbo. It's not Gobo, it's Godot, Your Honor. In any case, please give your opening statement. Opening statement? Those things are not fit for even dogs to consume. I have only one thing to say before we start. To you, Mr. Trite. What is it? Are you familiar with the saying, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link? I wonder how much you can withstand before you and your case break in too.
Well then, let's hear from the first witness. My name is...
No one has asked for your name, witness. The important thing is what you know, that's all. Start talking. We're listening.
Yes, sir. Alright, witness. First, let's hear about what you know about the thief that stole the urn. Yes, sir.
Alright, here we go.
Master Demasque is a master thief that first started his crime spree 6 months ago. He's so confident that he sends his calling card before he even commits the crime. This was his 5th heist, and as usual, he sent a card onto Lordly Taylor. His pattern is to always go after only the most precious art pieces. That's why we're sure it was Master Demasque, sir. It fits his MO to a T.
So that the actual identity of this Masked Demasque is...
Mr. Godot, you! We're in the middle of a trial here, Mr. Godot!
Blacker than a moonless night, hotter and more bitter than hell itself. That has coffee. I'm sure you can grant me at least this much, Your Honor. Oh, please, proceed.
Very well. It's only coffee, after all.
What? You can't be letting him slide this early in the trial.
Proceed with the cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Well, Nick, what are you going to do? As long as they haven't brought up Mr. Delight's identity, all we can do is show that it wasn't Masked Demasque who stole the urn. Yep. Well, if it's after the most precious art pieces, why did he steal the sacred urn when its appraisal value is practically 0?
Objection!
Can I ask you a little something, Detective Gumshoe?
Just hearing the little of that question is making me nervous.
You said that he always goes after the most precious art pieces, right?
That's right, pal!
But there's one problem. That's not what he did in this case. The supposedly priceless urn doesn't exactly rise to the level of precious art.
What do you mean?
Nick, how can you say such a terrible thing? No, I meant from a financial point of view. I mean, it wouldn't fetch a good price.
Well, Prosecutor Godot, what is the value of that urn?
The appraisers I spoke to said they couldn't attach a price to it, and I mean that in the worst sense. So in other words, it was not the kind of item that Master Demasque would normally go after.
If I understand you correctly, Mr. Wright, you're saying that the theft of the sacred urn was not the work of Master Demasque?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Actually, all I did was point out the contradiction. The argument made itself, but...
Well, first of all, we need to get this issue cleared up. Was this last robbery the work of Master Demasque or not? What do you have to say about this, Mr. Godot?
This coffee here, it's my own special blend. I call it Godot number 107. I'm trying to decide whether to cut down on the acidity or the bitterness. That's the only thing I've got on my mind right now, Mr. Trite.
What?
If you're really a man, you should clean up your own mess.
Sorry, but I don't get what you mean.
If you're saying it wasn't Masked Demasque that stole the urn, then it must be someone imitating Masked Demasque's methods. A fake.
A fake Demasque?
Fake Demasque? That sounds so ridiculous, but I like it. Now, before I decide on my coffee, I believe some proof is in order, Mr. Trite. Proof that the person who appeared at Lordly Taylor that night was actually a fake.
Though I don't approve of Mr. Godot's behavior, his point is valid. Mr. Wright, we're waiting.
It looks like I'm going to have to prove it. I need proof that the person at Lordly Taylor that night was in fact fake Demasque.
Take that!
The proof is right here.
This looks like a photo taken by a security camera.
But if you look closely, you'll notice something peculiar about it. Huh. Well then, why don't you go ahead and show us what it is? Go on, use this pointer and show us just what about this picture is so peculiar. It's right here.
Take that!
It's right here, of course.
You mean Demasque?
I have here a piece of reference I would like the court to take a look at. Isn't that the publicity photo I bought this morning? The problem I have with the security camera photo is the brooch on Demasque's chest.
A breach? Here, bailiff, get my steed. We need to retreat at once.
A brooch, Your Honor. It's a sort of clasp for holding one's cape on.
A clasp, eh? Ah, I see now. But Demasque in the security camera photo. Ah, he has no brooch.
That brooch is the same as the emblem on Demasque's calling card, and serves as a symbol. But the thief that broke into Lordly Taylor wasn't wearing a brooch. In other words, this Demasque is a fake!
I've been fooled again!
Don't get fooled again.
Order, it's true. Undeniably true. Detective Gumshoe, how could you have overlooked this?
I'm sorry, sir. I don't know how I... Hey, now. If you're gonna have a pity party, invite me, too.
Mr. Godot, you deserve some blame in this, too. How could you have overlooked such a large brooch?
Huh. The brooch you're talking about. Do you mean this?
Eh! That's Demasque's brooch. Where did you find it?
Well, I've always had a good nose for evidence. I got it at the crime scene. It was hidden in the shadow of a big female Buddha statue. Buddha statue? He must mean the Amy Faye statue.
Why didn't you tell me about that, sir?
I always put evidence away in my pocket. After all, it's the safest place for crucial evidence. This guy is one cool customer. It's a little early to be shaken up, isn't it, little lady? That friend of yours left pretty little hickeys on there, too.
Hickeys?
Figuratively speaking, of course. I'm referring to Rondelight's fingerprints.
What? What? The defendant's fingerprints are on the brooch? Order in the court! Mr. Godot, let's see that brooch!
I've grown attached to my metallic girlfriend here. Take good care of her.
It appears to have been torn off some clothing. There's a little bit of cloth left on the back.
Obviously, there must have been a big struggle that night at the crime scene. Uh-oh. Phoenix, we have a problem. Ah, you mess with Godot. And you get burned. He's been playing me like a violin. Well, Judge, I'm about ready to call my next witness.
Huh? You done with me? But I haven't proved anything yet.
You've proven your own incompetence. That's good enough.
It doesn't sound good at all. Bailiff, bring the next witness into the courtroom.
Finally, time for the ace detective to make his appearance, huh? One second is one drip of the coffee pot. Let's hurry it up.
Shh! Silence! Now I see! It's all becoming clear! What's clear? Zvari! The truth has once again been elegantly revealed to me. What we have here is a judge and a prosecutor. A coffee maniac at that. Am I correct?
Well, yes, that's right. Ah, not bad. Not bad at all. You're the first person that's ever been able to penetrate my secret veil.
Well, Sir Prosecutor, let me introduce myself. My name is Luke Atney, ace detective and rising star illuminating the heavens.
Boy, these two make a perfect pair. They'd either be best friends or they'd tear each other's heads off.
I've heard that on the night of the crime, you were all alone on security detail. You've heard correctly. My specially made monocle is worth more than 100 Detective Gumshoes. If Detective Gumshoe was worth anything, that is.
Why was this guy all by himself, anyway? There must be some reason. I'm sure of it.
Well then, tell us what this special monocle of yours witnessed. It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date change. That's when my nemesis, the infamous Demasque, dancingly descended upon me. Just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. And when I awoke, he was gone. 30 minutes later, I used an emergency phone to notify the police.
So you didn't get a clear look at the criminal?
My specially made monocle never misses a thing. However, that is limited to things that fall within my own visual range. But of course, that's only natural.
I fail to see why the witness seems so proud of his performance that evening.
Well, Sir Old-Timer, let me explain. We're not speaking of any ordinary thief, but of the king of thieves, the great Demasque, my arch enemy. That is what my instincts and my years of experience tell me.
Very well. Proceed with the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. That seems odd, because this was a little, shall we say, torn off.
Objection!
Mr. Atney, could you take a look at this with that special monocle of yours?
Aha! This belongs to the criminal mastermind, my arch-nemesis, Demasque. It is, in point of fact, Demasque's brooch.
It was found on the floor of the basement warehouse. I wonder how that happened.
Ha! Elementary, my dear lawyer. Obviously, it wasn't glued on well enough.
Not quite. It clearly shows signs of having been ripped off a piece of clothing.
Ripped off? Aha!
We can only deduce that the thief struggled with someone that night. That's the only thing I can think of. And there's only one person that was in a position to have a struggle with the thief. The only person that was on security duty that night. You, Detective Atney! Detective Atney, you must have fought with the thief that night. So, why did you lie in your testimony to the court?
Witness, giving false testimony is a serious crime. No. Wait just a moment, Sir Old-Timer. Don't talk to me like I'm living in a nursing home. I just remembered, Your Honor. I was just confused because I've been dealing with so many cases lately.
The true measure of a man is the amount of work he does. That's what I always say. Nick, you can only handle one case at a time, isn't that right? You talk too much.
Witness, so are you now saying that you and the thief fought?
Hold on. That's quite enough, Your Honor.
Excuse me?
Save the big questions for the testimony. That's one of my rules.
Indeed, I understand. I, Luke Atney, agree completely.
Alright, let's try this again.
Indeed, it's true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. However, Luke Atney cannot be so easily discombobulated. Unfortunately, the thief grabbed a weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. A true gentleman fights only with his own fists, but they were not enough. His first blow struck true. Bam! And that's all she wrote.
So in the end, you did catch a glimpse of Demasque?
Correct. It was during his third crime that he struck me from behind. It seems that my memory has become a tad jumbled, so to speak.
Well, that's certainly understandable. I myself always get confused about which testimony goes with which case.
That can't be good. Jeez.
Yep.
Hold it!
Can you tell us a little more about what happened?
My opponent was both powerful and vicious. You might say he was powericious.
Powericious?
I assumed the at me fighting stance, but a sudden flash of light blinded me. That, of course, was checkmate. My opponent had bested me.
What do I do now? Should I ask more about this? What is this at me fighting style?
I'm sorry, but that's a trade secret. I really can't say anymore. But I suppose I can tell you if I absolutely must. The main thing is to put your back to the wall. That way no one can get behind you.
That's it? That's the at me fighting style? Well, Mr. Wright, what about that testimony? It's very important. Of course it's important. We've learned a detective's secret technique, after all. Yes, indeed. I'll remember to use it if I ever take a walk alone late at night. Why the heck is he eyeballing me like that? It's creeping me out. Now then, witness. We'll go ahead and add that secret information to your official testimony.
I put my back to the wall to fight, but the thief's blow landed upon my third eye.
Interesting. Objection! Detective Atme, your testimony is crumbling like a house of cards.
What fun this is, sir lawyer. It is truly a pleasure to cross swords with you. And now, once again, you have thrown down the gauntlet at my armored feet.
I believe this is what you said yesterday.
No, the coward must have wormed his way in through somewhere besides the door. Then my arch-nemesis struck me on the head from behind with this gruesome item here.
From behind, huh? But just now you testified that he struck you on the forehead. I hardly think you could forget where you were hit on the head!
It seems I've made another mistake.
Detective Atme, that's not the only strange part of your testimony. What do you mean by that? For example, the very fact that you hid the calling card from the police itself is strange. It's almost as if you were afraid they were going to help with security.
Geniuses such as myself have always been misunderstood. How sad.
That's wrong. To err is human, to forgive divine. Humans aren't machines. They have souls, feelings. They live, they die, they love, they hate, and yes, they even make mistakes. Hey, hold on! It's not as pretty as that! Really? What is it like, then? Always chase a riddle down to the end. That's one of my rules. This is it. This might just be my chance to turn things around.